Now this is my chalk in this little container. And that's all it is. And they have it in different colors. I've seen it in blue and red. I think I've even seen it in green, but I usually like to use blue. And usually when you buy a chalk line, it already has some chalk in it. And usually it's blue. Let's kind of hit it a little bit. And I don't have to fill this all the way up. I got enough in there. And interestingly enough, I like to use blue because it still marks up everything, but not as much as red. And red, if you use red, then next time you use blue, you get purple. You get a purple in your string, on your string. So see, now I can use that, and it's got a hook on the end of the chalk line. See, and I can just hold that. I'm going to get quite a bit of chalk on this first go around, but I can just hold it on there. Kind of have to hold this up and kind of get some of that off. See how thick it was? It already dropped on there. What I should have done was did that somewhere else, not fairly close, and then kind of pinged the string. Okay. Now I can hold it right on there. Pull it up and snap it. Gives me my line. Now, what I've seen some carpet guys do is they'll make a little, they unroll a 12-foot piece of carpet and they cut it. They can cut it like that at one end if they're doing it by themselves. And then they take this and kind of hook their string underneath it like that. And then you can do it that way too. And then hold it out there. Okay? So the first few times I use this chalk line now, it's got all that chalk on there. But anyways, now I've got a straight line. Now I just got to remember which line that is, and I can see it. Use my level or the straight edge. See where I got the side of my hand right there? I've nicked that before. I gotta be careful, be mindful, not going over too far. Like sometimes I have a tendency of doing. Now for this little piece, I can kind of pull this like that. If it's stuck anywhere. Okay, there it is. And the end's not perfectly square because they didn't do this exact, but it's not that far off. It actually looks pretty good. And so now I can clean that up. Actually, I guess I could do that now. I can see what pieces are loose. I hit some little strings. Pull off whatever's loose. And this, over time, is probably going to fray ever so slightly. But I can leave the pieces that are coming out, or I can cut off whatever I feel is warranted. end of this. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see how it fits. I'm kind of curious. Now see, it's been rolled up, but it'll end up flattening down. And see, I can look at it on this side and see what I want to trim off, if need be. I could go around the whole thing if I wanted to. Just cut off anything else that looks kind of slightly off. Okay. Let's see how that fits. I'll take you up there. I'm not going to turn the camera off or anything. Kaboom. I'm liking that. Now, see if you got anything that's sticking out. Chances are, here's some loose little pieces. Flip it around the other way, see if that's any straighter. Okay, that's probably my edge. I used a straight edge. I think that would work. Now the only thing I had questions on was, is that going to slide around when I'm coming out the door? Coming out the door, last thing I want to do is step on that and have it slip. But it doesn't look like it's going to slip because it's got this backside of carpet is pretty rough when you put your hand on it. You could actually scrape your knuckles on that if you went like that. So that's keeping this from moving around. I mean, I could have put self-adhesive or sticky tape on there and folded it over on itself like shipping tape, and just stuck it down in a few spots. If you have any questions about that, I think that's going to work fine. And I'm glad I used the other end of that carpet, because now it goes the full length, all because I checked the other end of that carpet remnant. Okay, so now I'm going to do basically the same thing for this one. I wanted to check this again. This one, the actual top of the concrete was 12 1/4. I made this 11 7/8. And it's still fitting flush with this because it's coming out kind of at an angle. I'm measuring this right at 12 inches. And what I measure both ends, in case whoever formed this have it crooked or something. And it's 12 here. So I'm going to make it 11 3/4. 11 3/4 I'm going to make this next one. And I already got my straight edge right there, right? So we'll go through the steps for you one more time here. $11 3/4. Measure twice, cut once. 11 3/4 down here. 11 3/4. Get my nice chalk line in. I can hold it at this end this time if I want. I want to get some of this chalk off. that because I just put chalk in it. All right, now I can snap this. Look at that. The beauty of a chalk line. Well, you know what, this time I'm going to start a line. Just a little, so I don't have to do the last little bit and get my tip, my sheetrock knife. Now just follow the chalk. Score it lightly, a little bit more. Just keep going. I can hold my knife right there. So, do it some more. Look at that. There we go. And I already, see, this is still close to 38 inches. And measure from that other end. There's a little edge. I don't know why my nose runs. Sorry about that. This is the part I see. And I could cut this whole edge off all the way across if I wanted. That's what cut pile's gonna do. You're gonna get all these little remnants pieces. Now I'd be hard pressed. Now I could I have measured from the top, done my chalk line and all that, and then cut through this whole thing? Yeah, I could, but you have to go through all this thickness of carpet before you get down to the pad, or the backing. And the backing is the piece that needs to be cut. Once you cut that little bit of backing, you can just kind of fold it, pull it away. You don't need a carpet knife. Lots of times they might use this thing called a Bloody Mary. It's a double-sided blade, but I don't use one, and I would encourage you not to use one either. They call it Bloody Mary for a reason. You talk to any carpet installer, and he'll tell you a story about what he's seen somebody else do or what he's done to himself. You don't want to do that. You're not a carpet installer. And so you don't really want to mess with anything other than like a sheetrock knife. Okay? There we go. Get that. Now, if you didn't have a little carpet mat like that at the bottom, could you cut another carpet runner kind of and put down at the bottom? Yeah, you can. Look at all the extra carpet I have. I could have done that. But you know what? This one's going to get a lot dirtier than all the other ones. When you come in, take your shoes and kind of wipe them off here before you go inside. Okay? So, before you think you're done, look around and think, do I need one anywhere else in the house? Do I need one from the door that goes outside to the backyard? Do I want to put something there? Or do I want to get just a regular carpet mat for that or whatever? You decide.